Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the indicator store of the series Do It Yourself. And today we are going to review TradingVPS. And this is a continuation of the series where we explain how to load your strategy for NinjaTrader. As you can see, you can use several trading platforms, but we are going to focus on NinjaTrader, okay? And on the previous session, we saw how to migrate from Amazon to this VPS. It is one VPS. And today we are going to focus on do the same with this one, TradingVPS. And if you want to compare, you can see that the prices are really low. Just to have an idea, the minimum configuration to use NinjaTrader, I suggest between 4 gigabytes and 8 gigabytes. Okay, and we already saw how much is the price on other vendors. Today we are going to review this version, okay, the cheapest version, only 19 per month. And okay, to create the VPS, the instructions are more or less the same. Okay, you only need to open the remote desktop, RDC remote desktop connection. Okay, it is installed with any Windows. Type the IP that the provider gives you and then connect. You will need to add the user. Usually it is administrator, and also the password provided by your provider. And then, as we already saw previously, you need to install NinjaTrader. So now that you have an empty NinjaTrader connected to your data feed, okay, because you need to be connected, and the data feed needs to be different from what you are using on your local computer or on another VPS. You cannot be connected. Usually, you cannot be connected to the same data feed from two different places. Here I have two different data feeds, and the idea is we are going to focus on this setup, the ATR trend, automated by markers. So we need markers and the ATR trend. How can you transfer the settings from one place to the other? Very simple. Right click and copy on each file, and then on the other desktop, right click and paste. Very simple. Okay, so if I copy here, then I can paste here. Okay, I already did that, and the files are here. Okay, so this is what I need. And what else? I need to copy this setup that we have here. So I am going to save that as a template. Save as ATR trend. Save. The file is on documents. NinjaTrader 8 templates chart. This is the file. So I can copy. Then we do the same on the other. PPS. Documents. NinjaTrader 8. Templates chart. It's empty. Paste. Perfect. Before continuing this, let's do just to compare what we get with the the minimum configuration, okay? Because this one is the minimum configuration that we can get. We already saw the price. It is this one, the starter, okay? So we get 4 gigabytes of RAM and one virtual CPU, okay? And also the disk. We get 100 gigabytes. If we do the same here, we get 6 virtual processors. The processor is different. Let's take a look. And also how much is the space, no, in the computer. We have 160 gigabytes of RAM. The processor is different. This one has 64 processors where they are sharing 6 for you, and this one is a 16 core processor and they are sharing only 1 for you, but this is the minimum configuration. Anyway, you can see that it is really quiet. Okay, so you can run NinjaTrader with a few charts with no problems. So let's continue with how to use the template, because now I can right click template, load, and this is the file that I copied from the other server. Now I need to authorize my my indicator. Give me a second, I need to find my password. And there we go. Okay, let me remove this. I don't like the tabs. And we have the same settings. No, so a different instrument. So I need to copy this instrument, MNQ. So now we have the same signals, okay? So we are ready to automate. I am going to leave the two systems working together, and then we can see if both are working fine. How is the load of the CPU? But I guess all of them will work without any problem. I have also this configuration working on Amazon. Another thing that you can test when you are using a VPS is the ping, the delay that you have with the broker. Okay, the broker is rhythmic in this case, and you can do a ping to reach that page. Let me show you. So we need to go to the PNB and type this command. This is a ping to rhythmic, and we can do the same here. As we can see, the time is less than 1 millisecond. Same here. Okay, so both servers are on Chicago. Okay, let's continue with this. Now we need to configure the settings to get the best performance. And I am going to do this on my local computer, okay? So when we have the parameter for this indicator, and also the target and the stop, we can see here which are the parameters. The ATR trend is an indicator that follows the trend using the ATR, an indicator proportional to the volatility, okay? It is similar to the super trend, but not exactly the same. So we can control the multiplier of the ATR and the period of the ATR. With the threshold, we can also control the sensibility to switch from short to long to avoid the noise. But let's see how we can optimize the setting for this indicator, okay? Okay, let's see how we can optimize the parameters on my local computer. So the idea is which are the best settings for this indicator. That let me show you what happens when I change one of them. This is the number of the periods of the ATR, but the most important is the multiplier, because the bigger the multiplier, the more distance is that the market must move. Okay, and also the threshold. The threshold we can use 0. And number of bars mean, so that way we are looking at only one bar crossing to the other side than the average true range multiplied by 3. If I set this to 1, it is even worse, no? So that will be the minimum configuration. Or maybe 0.5, it is even worse, okay? But increasing those numbers, for example, 2, then we can add a threshold. A threshold means how far must the price cross from the other side. So if we add a threshold, for example, I don't know if this is a number of ticks. Between 50 to 0, there are 50 points. 50 points is 200 ticks. 200 ticks is more or less this distance. Then even with a noisy ATR, we can get more or less a good result. Okay, we can make this bigger or smaller. And also we can specify, okay, how many bars we need to be crossing that level. The bigger the number, the more difficult is to cross. For example, here, no? 3 bars, and there's no more gaps. And also we have the mode. The mode is looking, the default mode is looking at the highs and the lows. This is the standard mode, but using a 2 is similar to what is doing the super trend, where we change the trend if the bar is not only touching the level, it must be closing on the other side. Okay, so it is more safe or less noisy. And the same way we can increase the levels and make it more 1. Okay, but the idea is, okay, we have a lot of combinations of parameters. We can keep changing and visually deciding which one is better, and also visually deciding which is the best target to use, so we get the best profit. But NinjaTrader has a module that the name is Strategy Analyzer. And we can do Strategy Analyzer test all the possible combinations of parameters to find the best combination. Let me show you. So you go to New Strategy Analyzer. We get something like this. And I want to optimize M and Q in 3 minutes, for example, or 5 minutes or whatever, no? So optimize. The instrument is, well, we are going to include commissions, and the instrument is MNQ, for example, 3 minutes, and the name of the strategy is with TIS trend, this one. I think we created a video showing how to create that strategy, but it has the same parameters. And when we select optimization, we can specify a minimum, maximum, and an interval for each parameter. So, for example, for Nasdaq, we can try between 50 to 500 in intervals of 100, the same for the stop. This is just a quick test, just to have an idea which is the best number, the best areas to test, no? A target too small, a target too big, in big intervals. So on next test, we can narrow down the search to find the best settings, instead of testing everything against everything, because that takes a lot of time. So 50 to 500 in intervals of 100. For the 8-year period, I am not going to change the default for the 8-year, but the multiplier, we saw that this is an important number. So we can try from something small, 0.5 to maybe 2 in intervals of 0.5. Okay. For the threshold, we also saw that it is important. We need to break increasing the threshold, for example, this distance. We avoid having a signal here. 100. But let the system to find which is the best threshold. And the best threshold is from no threshold, 0 to maybe 500 in intervals of 100. Okay. For the number of bars, here we are using 5 bars. And the mode, I am going to use the mode number 1. Okay, so number of bars from 1 to 5. And the mode only 1. No filter, because this indicator also includes a filter. The problem is, as you can see, even we are testing between 50 to 150, so we are skipping a lot of different targets. Even so, there are a lot of combinations, because here we have 50, 150, 250, and then multiply all those combinations by the stops, all the combinations multiplied by, in total, when you click on run, you can see which is the total number of combinations. Okay, let's do an example. So let's optimize all of that for 3 minutes. In which date interval? Usually I want to test something closer to today. So ending today, starting today, minus more or less 3 months. Let me try 2 months. And I am going to avoid the holidays, maybe starting this week. Okay, including commissions, maximum profit factor. Okay, the profit factor is a number that should be greater than 1.4. Greater than 1 means that we are making profits, but we need a profit factor greater than 1.4 to have a robust system. If you don't want to wait that 1 minute, I am going to pause the recording. Okay, it finished. Let's see the results. Something important. This is a statistical report, and any statistical report is valid when we have enough data. And the data here are the number of trades. So we should focus on a sample with more than 100 trades, okay? So 44 trades, maybe statistically is not so robust, okay? But here we have one of 111 trades. It has 1.8 for the profit factor, 90% of winners. And if we look at the equity curve, we get something like this, okay? If you are interested in more about how to optimize setups, we have a training course. For more info, contact me on the chat room. The instructions to log to the chat room are on the description of this video. The chat room is free, okay? So you can contact me here. And we also have a training course where we explain how to use strategy analyzer and get all these settings. But let me show you quickly just a few things that we can do. For example, I don't want results with less than 100 trades, for example. No, I don't want this. Even if it looks so nice, I want robust results. So we can use a custom optimization fitness where the profit factor is we maximize by profit factor, and also we have more than 100 trades. Okay, so click on run. We get again 3000 backtest. We can minimize that, increasing the intervals, just doubling, duplicating the interval. Instead of going in intervals of 100, going 200, you divide the number of backtests by 2. The problem is the resolution. But there is another option. The other option is using the genetic optimizer. If you use the genetic, instead of testing everything, all the possible combinations, it is like an approaching method. So, okay, you have 3000 different combinations. Choose randomly 100. This is the generation size. And calculate the profit. Sort by profit. And then backtest again in between the best values. How many times? 10 times. So how many backtest? 100 multiplied by 10. So now we can limit the number of backtest to 1000. This is an approaching method, and also the initial settings, the generation size is random. So that means that each time that we click on run, we get different results. The results are not bad, but they are not the best, okay? But you can click on run several times until you find something that works. That's another method when you have a lot of parameters and it is taking a lot of time. Look at this, for example. It is even better than before, okay? We have 200 trades, 68% of win percentage, and the profit factor is really good. The equity curve is perfect. So we can choose now, all of them are good, okay? So we can choose this one or this one. Which one should we choose? In my opinion, the one having the best equity cure on the last days. Because I don't care what is happening at the beginning of January. Usually the market is going to repeat what is happening now on the last week. So this equity cure is really good. As you can see, we have examples where the win percentage is really low or really high. And there's no importance on that because this is just the ratio between the target and the stop. You may have 90% of winners, but each winner is so small that the equity curve is slightly going up. Or the inverse, you can have maybe 20% of winners, but each winner is big enough to make the profit to increase. Usually I prefer something near 50, okay? So target and stops are more or less the same. Let's take a look at the parameter here. In between parentheses, you can see the results for this solution. This solution, each time that you click on a different solution, the parameters change. So if I want this, okay, because I like the equity cure, the parameters are 150 for the target, 250 for the stop, a multiplier of 1.5, a threshold of 100, and an n bars of 3. Okay, this is something really quick because the increment is really small. But that's okay. For me, that's okay. Let's say I want to copy those settings to here. Okay? How can we do that? Well, we need an ATM where we have a target of 150 and a stop of 250. If I don't have this, I need to create that ATM. 150 versus 250. It is similar, but I can change it. Let's say that you don't have nothing similar, no? So you go to custom and create a new one. For example, the stop loss is 250 and the profit is 150. Save this with a name. One contract 150 versus 250. Save. Okay. Now I have this ATM and I click here on the ATM button. So markers now is using this ATM. Perfect. So we have the target and the stop, but we need the multiplier. We need to change the multiplier, the threshold, n bars, and that's all, no? Yes. And we are on 3 minutes. Perfect. So we need to change the parameters of the copied signal. Let's see. We need to change the parameters of the ATR trend to 14, 1.5, then 100 for the threshold, 100, 3 bars. We are using the mode number 1. The filter is off, no filter. Okay, so this is what we want to automate. Those are the signals with those target and stops. And what we see here has this equity cure on the last weeks. Okay, from February 2nd, it is working really good. Will it work on the following days? We don't know. If the market continues with the same performance, it will, okay? But we need to monitor the market, so because the market changes, okay? So we need to detect when the market is changing to stop the system and reoptimize the parameters. Now, how can we automate this and copy those settings into the into the VPS. Let me check. With markers, we need to copy the signals, okay? And this is a good explanation of what we can do with markers. This is an indicator as any other indicator, okay? And I want to copy this signal for shorts and this signal for longs. So we use markers copy. With markers copy, we copy a signal, okay? Markers copy. And I am going to copy the longs. Longs. It is a fast signal, okay? What is the difference? A fast signal is something like this, where it is a signal, it is not a line. If I don't play this, then we are copying a line. A line has value everywhere. A signal has value only when there is a signal, okay? So I am going to copy longs. And what is longs? On input series, I need to find this indicator with the same parameters, okay? And I have the parameters visible here. So we go to input series, indicators, ATR, TIS, ATR, trend, and we need to configure the parameters. 14, 1.5, the threshold is 100, the number of bars is 3, the mode is 1, okay, we are looking at the highs and lows, and the plot I want to copy are the signal up. The indicator has several plots. It has this line, it has the trend. If we can use this to filter another setup, but currently I want to copy the signal up, okay? And that's all, okay? And when we click on apply, we should get a little dot from markers copy, okay? Let me increase the size 3 and also change the color to cyan. It should match, the copy of the indicator should match with the real indicator signal, no? And we can see the little dots are the copy of the signals. And the triangles are the signals of the indicator. So now we can do the same with the shorts. So I can select one of those signals. You can select any plot. You can click here and you are selecting all the lines, or you can select the cyan dot, right click, copy, click on another place. So you unselect everything, right click and paste. Now we have two copies, exactly the same. Let me show you. Two copies. And the two copies are exactly the same. So now we can convert this one to shorts. Shorts. This is the name of the variable, of the fast signal. Longs and shorts. Okay. We can change the color to maybe gold. It should match with the red triangles. And also we need to change the plot that I am copying. Instead of the signal up, signal down. All the parameters are already set because we did a copy and paste. Okay. Okay. If I click on apply, we get the dot over the triangles. Okay. And that's all. Okay, so we have longs and shorts. Now we can use those signals in markers. Okay, so we need, where is markers? Here. This is markers, marker plus. And we need to set that the fast signals are longs and shorts. If you are not sure, here you can see that markers copy the fast signal shorts And here markers copy, the fast signal is longs. Okay, so longs and shorts. And we enter at market, not with the limit order, no, market. Okay, so that's all. I don't want to trade this here. I want to trade this on the VPS. So that's all. I can close this. I'm going to minimize just in case. So now I want to copy this into my VPS. So let's say the template. First of all, the template, the configuration of all the parameters. Okay, right click, template, save as. The name was ATR trend. Now it is for MNQ 3 minutes, no? 3M. Save. Also, I need this ATM, okay? Just remember, because the ATMs are not present on the on here. Let me show you. If you open a chart trader, we need to create the ATMs also, or copy the file, and this is what we are going to do. Okay, where are the templates? The templates are on documents, NinjaTrader 8, templates, chart. And this is the last one that we saved, okay? So right click and copy. And now we go to each one of the VPS. To here and here. And we need to go to the correct folder. Documents, NinjaTrader 8, templates, chart. Documents, no, downloads, no. Documents, NinjaTrader 8, templates, chart. And I can paste, and here also paste. So perfect, I have the template. That means that I should be able to right click, template, load, the template that we created on my local computer, load. Perfect, it is configured, and you can see it is using the ATM one contract 150 versus 250, but this do not exist. What is going to happen? It is not going to execute nothing, okay? But no problem. Let's do the same here. Template, load, this one. So it is MNQ 3 minutes, sorry, 3 minutes. Because we optimize it for 3 minutes, same here. Okay. And finally, it is connected or not connected? Yes, it is connected. We select the account. We click on the account button. Okay. But again, we don't have the ATM. Okay. So before doing nothing, before enabling the strategy, we need to copy the ATM. Where is the ATM on NinjaTrader? The ATMs are on NinjaTrader 8, templates, ATM strategy. And sorted by the last, this is the one that we just created. Okay, copy. And now we can go here. Templates, ATM, template, ATM strategy. There's only one, the one that we can see here. So paste. And the same here. Templates, ATM strategy. There's nothing. We don't have any ATM. Paste. So now we should have an ATM here. Yes, one contract versus 250. Perfect, this is going to work. Now we can close this window. And it is ready to trade. Let me maximize this. I want to check the account. You can click the ATM. You can select that ATM, but it is already selected because this is the ATM. So, okay, it is ready. We enable the longs, enable the shorts, and select automatic mode. Okay, so it is ready. We can forget about this. Do the same here. The ATM is selected. The account, let's use this one here. Enable the longs, enable the shorts, automatic mode. Let's do SIM here. And we need to click here. So this one is placing orders on SIM and this one on the live SIM account. Okay, now we can forget because it is ready. So we can close and close the VPS, and I can keep working on my local computer doing another test, another back tests, etc. Okay, watching reports. I suggest doing the reports on your local computer, no on the VPS. The VPS is for trading, your local computer is for analysis. Okay, thank you everyone. Hope this has been useful. And if you have any question, again, we have a chat room on Discord. The instructions are on the description of this video. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.